What's going on, guys? It's Rio here, and today I'm gonna be making a video about aspect ratios, and I'll also talk a little bit about FOV. So first, I'm gonna talk about FOV, okay? And I will put a timestamp in the description for when we get to the aspect ratio part. But here's FOV part, okay? So I natively play at 4:3 aspect ratio, 84 FOV, okay? So this is how my settings look if I'm gonna look at like this bar, okay? Right, this bar, and I guess ACOG. I don't even use ACOG. I don't use any zoom sites, but you know I turn hollow. But still, you know that's how it looks like on my native settings. Okay. Now I'm gonna switch it over to where is it? I'm gonna switch it over to 90 FOV. Okay. Look at this. You know, we can see a little farther. We can see have a little more peripheral vision. It's a little less zoomed out. So essentially, and then I will show you 60 FOV on my personal settings. It looks really weird. So I'm gonna tell you guys. Okay, so essentially, if you have higher FOV, you're gonna be more like zoomed out, right? You're gonna be more zoomed out, okay? You have more peripheral vision, but it also targets might appear like a little bit like smaller, like a little bit farther away, than if you were at like a lower FOV, right? And I'll show you all this stuff on 1610 too, right? If you're far away, the FOV pretty much, if you have a low FOV, you're probably trying to like focus on like individual targets like in the middle of your screen easier and stuff, right? You might have a harder time focusing like on your target when everything's so zoomed out, right? That might be why, okay? Essentially having more peripheral vision in this game, right? It gives you more info, okay? If someone's over here, okay, this is like 90 FOV, right? I can see them, right? And I can flick over to them, right? Because if I know like they're over there, right? Really helpful. But if I'm at 60 FOV, this is on 1610 by the way, right? If I'm at 60 FOV, I cannot see them, right? If I'm thinking they're gonna come down here, and then they're over there, I cannot see them, okay? But it might be easier to focus on my targets since they're gonna appear bigger and they're gonna appear more zoomed in, right? So it might, so you know, I play 84. It's a nice little balance in between, right? I like to have a lot of peripheral, but you know. Not quite the max, okay? And also because I play 4x3, so you know it's good to combat. Because 4x3 60 FOV is so bad, so bad. So essentially, guys, FOV I recommend somewhere between like 75 and 90. But you know, if you want to go lower than that, I mean that's up to you, man. That's up to you. So yeah, that's that. And now I'm gonna be talking about actual aspect ratios. Alright guys, so for the aspect ratio section of this video, I'm gonna be on 84 FOV since that's my native FOV. But you know, whatever. So let me just quickly touch on it, okay? The main two aspect ratios are 4:3, the one I'm on right now, alright, and 1610, okay? Yes, there is 16:9, that is the native one, okay? But in my opinion, that's a little bit more for casual players, or if you're like a content creator and you just want your content to look good. 16:9 is probably what it is, right? But if you're really trying to improve at the game, you're really trying to be good, I would recommend 16:10 at least. Okay, not many pro players still run 16:9. Most of them run 16:10. Some run 16:9, and you know a decent bit run 4:3. Okay. Just want to touch on that, right? So, these two aspect ratios, these are only if you have stretch monitors. Otherwise, I'm not even gonna touch on them. Like I'll show you very briefly. It looks terrible. Okay, it looks terrible unless you have a stretch monitor, which I do not. I have a 24-inch monitor. All right. So 16:9. Okay, this is just the completely normal, quote unquote normal. You know, how Siege I guess is supposed to be played. I don't know. Well, it's how Siege is supposed to be played if you want everything to look nice, right? Not many people use it, but just want to touch on that. So now I'm actually going to talk about 1610, okay? And in my opinion, this aspect ratio is the best for a lot of people, but not everyone, okay? 1610 is good. It gives you a little bit of stretched res, but it's not that much, okay? In my opinion, I would consider it the normal, okay? I would just consider this. So when I say 1610, you could also kind of apply it to 16.9, okay? So the nice thing is, right, your target, everything's gonna feel, you know, pretty normal. Your targets, they're gonna move side to side slower than if you were on a more stretched aspect ratio, right? I'd say 1610 is good if you're holding angles, right? Because if you're the one peeking, right, on 4-3, holding angles on 4-3, the enemies move faster, visually, not actually, but visually, they move faster, right? If I sprint across here, if someone was on 4-3, it'd be harder for them to shoot me because they're more zoomed in, pretty much, and I'm wider, right? So 16.9 is nice if you want to be holding angles, and also if you run a lot of zoom scopes, 4x3 is just going to enhance the zoom, and it's going to make it look kind of bad. Now, I play hollow only. That is why I play 4-3, and I also play entry fragger. But if you guys are, you know, playing a lot of ACOG or any other zoom sites, and you're playing, you know, support, you're playing thermite, you're holding angles on like smoke and mute, right? You're doing that. You're gonna be holding a lot of angles. Then I would say 16.9 or 16.10 is probably the play. But now I'm gonna go over 4-3, and after that I'll go over the rest of the aspect ratios. So here's 4-3, okay? It stretches everything, okay? It's stretched res, right? And what are the benefits of stretched res, okay? First of all, it feels more zoomed in. And your targets are wider, making them theoretically easier to hit, but in reality, it's just being kind of zoomed in, pretty much. It feels like it gives you zoom, right? So on your hollow, it just feels like gunfights are gonna be easier to take with a hollow, okay? And I don't want to go over the hollow video. That'll be coming out sometime, like probably like within the next week. But right, 1610, holding this shit with like a hollow, okay, or even just peeking that with a hollow, right? If I swing that, okay, versus 4x3 is just, the gunfight looks way easier to take, okay? It looks way easier to take, all right, because everything's stretched out. It feels kind of zoomed in, all right. And I'd honestly recommend 4-3 for the entry fragger players who are running mostly or all hollow, okay? If you guys are running a lot of, you know, if you guys are running a lot of ACOG or any sort of zoom, even if you are entry fragging, I still don't think 4-3 is as much of the play, just because of how fast the enemies are going to be moving, and also adding more zoom to an already zoomed scope. It's not great. It's not great. I'll tell you that, right? You know, 4-3, that's just me. It's all preference, and you guys should honestly try out both. All right, now I'm gonna go over, just briefly touch on each of the other aspect ratios there are. Here's 5-4. 5-4 is kind of weird. Well, it's not weird. It's just an even more stretched 4-3. So the enemies are gonna be moving even faster, but you're just gonna have even more zoom, right? I think it's just too much. Some people might like that, right? It pretty much increases the benefits and the disadvantages of 4-3, right? That's what it does. Okay. Next we got 3-2. This one's kind of underrated, right? In my opinion, if you guys play a lot of both, right? You guys play a lot of zoom scopes. You also play a lot of hollow, right? You play some entry fragger. We also play some support, right? You might be like a flex player or something, right? I think 3-2 is a very underrated aspect ratio because you still have that stretch res, right? The enemy's not gonna be moving as faster. It's not gonna be as stretched. So when you use the zoom sights, it still does not look that bad, but it's also pretty decent for the hollow, right? It's a nice in between. So this is a pretty nice ratio. Next we have 5-3, and in my opinion, you should just commit to 1610 because, you know, 5-3 is okay, but I just think if you're gonna stretch out your 16.9 just a little bit, you should just go for 16.10. But you know, 5-3, whatever, you know, not bad. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, man. You know, I just wanted to touch on aspect ratios, show you guys how to find your aspect ratio in FOV. right, and just give you my kind of opinions and whatnot. Let me know in the comments how you like this video. I'm gonna be coming out some more like guide type videos, like on how to find like your stuff, or like on why I play this stuff and whatnot. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, I would really appreciate if you guys leave a like, and even better if you guys subscribed. All right, I appreciate all the support, and I'm gonna be making a lot more Siege content in the future. So anyway, hope you guys enjoy this one, and yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.